The Book of Enoch, the forbidden knowledge of fallen angels and the Watchers. Opening and the mysterious origins of Enoch. In the shadows of ancient scrolls and hidden scriptures lies a story that was once revered, then suddenly banned, buried, and forgotten. A tale so controversial, it was excluded from the Bible and cast into the realm of forbidden knowledge. This is the story of the Book of Enoch, a text that speaks of angels who descended from the heavens, taught humanity divine secrets, and were punished for their rebellion. A story that dares to answer the question, what if our origins are far more cosmic and complex than we've been told? But who was Enoch? According to Genesis, Enoch was the great-grandfather of Noah, a righteous man who walked with God. But the Bible says almost nothing about him, except that one day he was no more, because God took him, a mysterious phrase that opens the door to one of the most enigmatic books ever written. The Book of Enoch claims to be written by Enoch himself, a man taken to the heavens, shown the secrets of the universe, and returned to earth to deliver warnings to humanity. It's a cosmic journey unlike any other, filled with visions, revelations, and beings not of this world. But why was it removed from the biblical canon? When the early church fathers assembled the Bible, they chose to omit the Book of Enoch, not because it lacked spiritual power, but perhaps because it had too much. Its contents were radical, challenging the very foundations of traditional theology. It spoke of celestial beings, hybrid offspring, and a war in the heavens, and so it was silenced. For centuries, the book vanished, surviving only in fragments among Ethiopian texts, until 1773, when a Scottish explorer named James Bruce brought it back to the West. Scholars were stunned. What they found was not mere mythology, but a window into a forgotten worldview, one that redefines what we know about angels, sin, and the origins of mankind. The Book of Enoch begins with a dire prophecy. Enoch is chosen as a messenger, a scribe of divine judgment, to warn a generation destined for destruction. He is taken in spirit to a celestial realm, where he sees the very architecture of the cosmos. The stars, the sun, the moon, all following divine laws. He learns that the universe is not random chaos, but a system governed by spiritual order. And then he is shown the rebellion. A group of 200 angels, known as the Watchers, descend to earth upon Mount Hermon. These are not the peaceful messengers we imagine. They are powerful beings, guardians of the heavenly realms, who choose to abandon their posts for a forbidden desire. They lust after the daughters of men. Led by a chief angel named Semyaza, the Watchers take human wives, breaking a divine law. From their union come the Nephilim, giants, hybrids, creatures of immense strength and destruction. The Book of Enoch describes them as beings who devour mankind, drink blood, and teach forbidden knowledge. The Watchers didn't just corrupt humanity with their offspring, they corrupted it with knowledge. Each angel taught something specific: sorcery and enchantments, the secrets of the stars and astrology, weapon-making and warfare, cosmetic enhancements and seduction, the movements of the heavens used not for worship, but for control. Humanity, once innocent, is now flooded with divine secrets it was never meant to have. The earth becomes a place of bloodshed, chaos, and manipulation. God looks down and is filled with wrath. Enoch is sent again, this time not to warn mankind, but to deliver a message to the Watchers themselves. He tells them, "You were once holy, you were once in the heavens, but you descended to the earth, and now you shall never rise again. The Watchers beg Enoch to intercede on their behalf, to ask for forgiveness. But the answer is clear. Their fate is sealed. Judgment of the Watchers and Enoch's heavenly journey. The cries of mankind rise up to the heavens. The earth groans beneath the weight of corruption. The giants, the Nephilim, have brought terror upon the land, consuming everything in their path. Blood fills the rivers, and chaos spreads like wildfire, and above it all, the Watchers, once guardians of divine order, now stand as the architects of destruction. Enoch is summoned once again, but this time he is not merely a scribe. He is a witness to judgment. He is brought before the archangels, powerful celestial beings who still serve the Most High. Michael, the warrior, Raphael, the healer, Gabriel, the messenger, and Uriel, the light of God. They are commanded to act. The sentence is swift and terrible. Raphael is sent to bind Azazel, one of the leading watchers who taught mankind the art of war and seduction. Azazel is cast into a dark abyss in the desert, bound in chains beneath sharp stones, until the day of final judgment. Semyaza, the leader of the Watchers, is also bound with his followers, forced to watch their children, the Nephilim, be destroyed in a brutal war, where they turn on each other in madness. The earth is purged with violence. The giants fall. The skies mourn. And the Most High speaks to Enoch once again. A great flood is coming, not just to wash away the sins of men, but to cleanse the earth of the abominations born of angel and human. The deluge is not just a punishment, it is a reset. But before this event, Enoch is taken on an extraordinary journey beyond earth, beyond the stars, into the very machinery of creation. He is shown the seven heavens, layers of divine realms where angels dwell, where light and time flow differently. He sees the prisons of the fallen Watchers, the halls where righteous souls await justice, and the storehouses of natural forces, the winds, the snow, the thunder, and the fire. He walks past pillars of burning stars and is told how the sun follows a divine path, a circuit not dictated by science, but by decree. And then he sees a place more dreadful than all, a realm of shadow, a chasm of chaos. There, a blazing fire burns night and day, not the fire of purification, but of punishment. It is a place reserved for the fallen, both angels and humans, who defied the will of the Creator. This, he is told, is where the Watchers will remain until the final judgment. And then, he is shown something even more mysterious, a vision of the Son of Man, a messianic figure, glowing with eternal light, seated upon a throne of glory. This figure will one day judge the kings of the earth, the mighty, and the fallen angels. He will bring justice to the righteous and vengeance upon the wicked. The identity of this radiant being is never named in the Book of Enoch, but many later readers, including early Christians, believed it to be a prophecy of the coming of Jesus Christ, written thousands of years before his birth. Enoch sees the records of every soul, their deeds, their thoughts, their secrets. Nothing is hidden in the realms of heaven. And he is told that one day all will be brought to light. The wicked will be cast into darkness, and the righteous will shine like the stars. But even among the judgments and visions of fire, there is hope. For the Book of Enoch is not only a tale of destruction, it is a story of awakening. It teaches that hidden knowledge can uplift or destroy, that power without purity leads to ruin, and that even the angels are not above the law of the Most High. Enoch, the the man who walked with God, is shown all of this not to keep, but to write. And so, he pens down the visions, line by line, prophecy by prophecy, a message sealed for future generations, for a time when the truth would be sought again, and the forbidden knowledge would rise from the dust. Prophecies, the fate of humanity, and the secrets of the universe. As Enoch continues his divine journey, he becomes more than a prophet. He becomes a bridge between heaven and earth, chosen not only to witness the judgment of angels, but to deliver a warning to mankind. A warning sealed within ancient words, waiting for the right time to be understood. The Book of Enoch shifts now from judgment to revelation, from the fall of the Watchers to the destiny of the human soul. He is told that even though the earth has been corrupted, it is not forsaken. A remnant of righteousness will always remain. Those who keep their hearts pure, who walk in truth despite the shadows around them. But he is also warned another fall is coming. This time it is not the angels, but men who will stray. Enoch sees visions of future generations, kings who will rule with cruelty, leaders who will deny the divine, and people who will chase wealth, violence, and power. The earth will again groan under corruption. The cycles of sin and judgment will repeat until a final reckoning. He records the apocalypse of weeks, a prophetic timeline that spans generations. Each week represents a phase in human history. The early weeks speak of purity, of Adam, of the patriarchs. Later weeks speak of the coming of sinners, of false temples, and of blood-stained altars. But in the final week, something changes. There will come a time when truth is restored, when the veil is lifted and knowledge once forbidden will pour out again. A chosen one will arise, not with violence but with light, to judge the fallen and uplift the faithful. This, Enoch is told, will be the beginning of a new heaven and a new earth. And yet, amidst all this prophecy, Enoch is shown even deeper mysteries, truths about the architecture of the universe. He learns how time itself is structured, how days, months, and years are governed by celestial laws. He is told that corrupt kings will change the calendar, disrupt the holy days, and manipulate time to hide sacred truths. But the righteous will remember. They will look to the sun and moon, to the original design, and they will restore balance. Enoch is also shown the souls of the dead, kept in different chambers until the final judgment. The souls of the righteous rest in peace, awaiting resurrection. But the souls of the wicked tremble, knowing what awaits them. It is a glimpse into the afterlife, not of endless wandering, but of a deliberate, divine order. He sees the spirits of the Nephilim, not destroyed, but wandering the earth. These are the disembodied giants, now called evil spirits, what many traditions today call demons. They are bound to the world, unable to ascend, feeding on fear and deception. The Book of Enoch explains, "These spirits shall rise against the children of men and against the women, because they have proceeded from them." This one passage alone reshapes our understanding of spiritual warfare. According to Enoch, demons are not fallen angels. They are the offspring of fallen angels and humans, cursed to roam the earth. No longer of heaven, and not truly of earth, eternally lost, eternally bitter. And as Enoch records these truths, he weeps, not from fear, but from awe. The complexity of creation, the weight of divine justice, and the long arc of redemption are far greater than any man can grasp. And yet, he is chosen to carry it. Before his journey ends, Enoch delivers a final message. He calls on the righteous to stay strong. He warns that in the last days, the wicked will prosper and the faithful will suffer. But this is not the end. It is a test, a refining fire. He urges the wise to teach others, to pass down the knowledge hidden in plain sight, to remember the stories of the watchers, of the Nephilim, of the stars and heavens. For everything, he says, will be revealed in time. And then Enoch vanishes. Just as Genesis says, "And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him." But now we understand what that means. Enoch didn't just disappear. He was taken because he had fulfilled his purpose. He had seen the secrets of the universe and passed them on. The question is, will we listen? Conclusion. The awakening of the forgotten truths. The Book of Enoch was cast aside, hidden for centuries, but not forgotten. Today, as we search for truth beyond tradition, as we dig into forbidden texts and ancient mysteries, Enoch's voice rises again, echoing across time. His message is not just about angels and giants. It's about us, about the choices we make, about the knowledge we seek. The Watchers fell because they gave sacred power without wisdom. The Nephilim perished because they were born of chaos and rebellion. But Enoch was different. He rose because he walked with the divine, not by force, but by faith. So ask yourself, what knowledge are we chasing? Are we becoming wiser, or repeating the same ancient mistakes? The Book of Enoch is not just a forgotten scroll. It is a mirror, one that reveals both the darkness of our past and the light still waiting to shine. Its words were sealed for generations, but now they are yours.